Let me start with something that might sound uncomfortable. Most therapists are not struggling because they lack motivation. And they're not struggling because they haven't got the skills. And they're not struggling because they don't care. The reason that they're struggling is they're working on the wrong goal at the wrong time. And this is really important. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy I use to get around this. And all you're going to need is a pen and 33 post-it notes. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Therapy Business School. If this is the first time you've been here, it's great to have you. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is James Taylor. I'm an online counsellor, hypnotherapist, life coach, hypnotherapy supervisor. I'm also an author, a podcaster and a YouTuber. So here's a problem that I see. When therapists are generally struggling financially, they might offer a deal or a discount to try and generate more clients. But because they're offering a deal or a discount, their income has actually dropped. And that can be quite difficult to try and address this. Because what that'll do is that might knock their confidence, because they end up working like a dog, trying to generate more income without working like a dog. But underneath all of that, the foundations aren't finished yet. So let me show you the exact technique I use, both personally and professionally. I use it with therapists and with clients, and I've been doing this for years. So if you haven't got it already, grab those post-it notes and grab a pen, or just watch and come back to this video later to implement what I'm going to show you. So the first 3 post-it notes, one has the letter A, one has the letter B, one has the letter C. Then write out 30 goals, one on each post-it note. Now I think you would agree, if you did it like this just looks like confusion and overwhelm. So here are the rules. Start to reorder your goals according to a logical sequence. So decide what are A goals, B goals and C goals. And each category has 10 goals only. The reason you do it like this is you use the post-it notes to compare one goal to another before deciding on its rightful place. Now this part is important to stress. Your most important goal does not become A1. Other things might have to happen before you reach your big goal. Let me tell you a true story. Many years ago, I used to be a detective in the police in London. And I was doing this exercise because I wanted to do exactly what I do now for a living. But I wasn't doing it then. I was doing it part-time. I was learning to be a counsellor actually, and I was still in the police. So when I did my 30 goals, my A1 goal was to do what I do now. But I was looking at my goals and I was thinking, I know that's my most important one, the A1. But actually an awful lot of things have got to happen first before I can get there. Some of the things had to be, I had to be qualified. I had to start my own private practice. I had to think about branding on my website. I had to think about business cards and getting registered and company's house and a location and all these different kind of things. So when I rejigged the order by picking up one post-it note, which one comes first out of these two? It's definitely that one and this one, that one, this one here, although that one goes first. When I did this, what my most important goal, previously A1, moved itself to something like a B7 or a B8. But the beauty of this is when I did the order like this, now I had a process to follow. I had a map. And boy, was I going to follow that map. Now another thing to note, when you redo your 30 goals, your A list might look quite boring. Maybe, that's not the exciting stuff I want to do. I want to be doing X, Y and Z, and that's like just the admin side of things. But this is the foundations of the house. You can't put the roof on the house until the walls are in. And you can't put the walls in until the foundations are in. Okay? So section A, they might be your foundations. Maybe you're an established counsellor, therapist, hypnotherapist, whatever it may be already. And maybe your foundations are in. But maybe, if that's the case, you want to build an extension. And if that's the case, then you might need to have new foundations. So this is a fantastic exercise for this. Now, in case you're thinking, I wouldn't even know where to start with a task like this, don't worry, I've got you covered. Here are a few suggestions. So please feel free to take a screenshot of this. So they're just a few ideas to perhaps consider. Now here's something important. You don't do B and C until you've done list A. Okay? Now, as you're working on your goals, something might happen. You might be just working bit by bit, working through your 30 goals, and you're on column A. And a B goal will come along, and it's so easy just to pick it up and carry it with you. If that happens, go for it. That's the only exception to this. Otherwise, stick to your column. And when you do, tick it off as you go along. Now, some of the things on your 30 goals, it might be something that will take you 5 minutes. It's something that might take you 5 months. With everything I've ever done, especially the big things, this is the method I go to. In fact, I wrote a book called Metaphors and Stories for Therapists, and this is the exact steps I used to get that across the line. Let me talk you through what I did so we can put some realism on this. Now, when I created my book, Metaphors and Stories for Therapists, it wasn't just as simple as that. That was a C-level fantasy. But other things had to happen first, and this is actually how it came about. I talk a lot in stories and metaphors naturally. You might have noticed this if you watch some of my other videos. I've probably used a few in this already. So this is just how I talk. And I noticed I was using this with clients. Now, something happened. I noticed that when I was using it with clients, they would change faster when stories were used. So I began testing metaphors in consultations, and they were working as well. So I started jotting down these stories on a Word document. Now, at some point, I decided I was going to write a book for therapists, not clients. So there was no book yet. It was just an idea, just a concept. And then I structured the stories, adding guidance notes for therapists and usability in sessions. And then I chose what format, paperback, Kindle, or audiobook. I decided to do all three. Now, the book became a tool, not just a product. And only then did this happen. It became an Amazon bestseller. Therapists began messaging me saying they'd used a certain metaphor here with a client. It went down a storm. They used this one in a consultation. The client, potential client, came on board. The book began paying for itself many, many times over. And this really wasn't luck. I was just following a sequence. And this system, it removes shame. You're not failing. You're probably just working on the wrong goal a little bit earlier than you need to be. Imagine a ladder and you're on a certain rung and you're looking 10 rungs up. That's not the rung you need to reach for next. Go for the one that's right there for you. The one that's so close, literally, you can reach out and touch it. You might see this with your own clients. Some clients might be so focused on the goal. Imagine it's a mountain, they're so focused on the goal, they're just looking at that mountaintop the entire time. There's a real danger of putting your foot in a hole and if you're really unlucky, breaking an ankle. You're going to have to be airlifted off the mountain. So know the mountaintop is there. Know that's there. But just look where you're putting your feet. So that's one method that I use to get big tasks across the line. One foot influenced the other. Truly. And that's what all this video comes down to. That's all that you're doing. But get it in a logical order and you will start to soar more than you have before. You will start getting better. You will start getting faster. You're just going to pick up speed. And that is going to feed into your confidence. It can only be a good thing because you're doing what you do. Because you really want to help people who really need your help. You know? So if this kind of thing resonates with you, you might be interested to know I've also got a Facebook group, also called Therapy Business School. The link for that will be in the description below. If this kind of thing resonates with you, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. I say that on all my videos, and I really don't like saying it because you hear it on everyone else's videos. But if you do, it tells the YouTube algorithm this is a nice video and to share the love around. If you're interested in buying my best-selling book, the link will be in the description. So until my next video, this is James, this is Therapy Business School, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.